In this module, we'll be looking at modernism, which is the latest period of architecture that has passed, and it leads right up to modern day. We're going to first start with some definitions of what modernism is, and there are three main types of moderns. One interpretation could be it is the present as opposed to earlier, it is the new as opposed to old, or it is the momentary and transient as opposed to the stationary. And you can combine all these three definitions, or take one or two, or just one, to give you an idea of what modernism really is. Modernity is what gives the present the quality to define it as different from the past. As architects, we need to consider all three definitions of modern if we want to build in a truly novel way. So there needs to be a break with tradition and a rejection of inheriting the past. Modernism itself is a style of architecture. It's often defined by clean and abstract shapes and lines, open floor plans, and large all-glass windows. For example, Apple stores are some of the best and cleanest modernism examples. And here it shows that architecture is often a part of a company's ethos as well. The earliest form of modernism was at Crystal Palace in London, with its old cast iron frame and plate glass. Sadly, it burnt down in a fire, so it is not standing today. We're going to introduce the notion that form follows function, and this was introduced by Louis Sullivan in 1896. And it's the idea that buildings should be more functional than they should be ornamented and pretty. And coming out of a style like Renaissance or Baroque, where everything was about ornamentation and the rebirth of appreciation for classical architecture and art, this was quite a stark contrast. Here is an example of Le Corbusier's Villa Savoye, which is an example of both modernism and the notion that form follows function. So Le Corbusier starts here the notion that he's famous for, that a machine is a home, and the function of everyday life inside becomes critical to its design. Continuing this further, the Prit Igot apartments demonstrate Le Corbusier's vision of what modernism is. Form follows function, and the thought that a building is a machine to house humans. You can see really the very functional aspect and almost boring aspect of this architecture. Mies van der Rohe is often associated with the phrase less is more. The Seagram building in New York is an example of modernism in skyscrapers. Notice the emphasis on the simplicity of form and functionality, and the overhang and large open floor plates. Frank Lloyd Wright's Guggenheim Museum in New York is iconic with the center spiral and open floor plans that revolve around the atrium. White and functional building that still makes an aesthetic that pleases the eye with the curves and the form. So this is very iconic of modernism. Oscar Niemeier's Super Quadra is a World Heritage Site and consists of the apartment blocks interwoven to form super blocks. Each unit is designed to be self-sufficient and promote a sense of community and well-being, hence the planting of trees around the apartments. It works on the user experience while maintaining the form-follow-function methodology that was prevalent throughout the modernism style of previous architecture.